Hello, I'm James Dowling-Heeley. I'm here with Christy Tisdale, the Director of Health Services. We're here to talk about H1N1 on the Bates College campus.
Hello, I'm Christy Tisdale. I'm the Director of Health Services, and I guess I'll just start by sharing what's been happening since we came back to school in September. Obviously, everybody knows about H1N1 and that it's been, in the news a lot. We have seen at this moment 30 students who have what we call ILI, which is influenza-like illness. And up to until Thursday, all the cultures that we sent to the state have been negative. On Thursday, we received 6 positive cultures from students that we'd sent to the state. And Thursday night, the state called me and said, we have just received a lot of emergency vaccine, and we are willing to give that vaccine to Bates and do a mass screening, a mass immunization. Can you do that? And I said, well, with some help, certainly we can do that. So the bottom line is that tomorrow we're going to be doing a mass screening for Bates students. We have 900 of the influenza nasal mist administration, and we will be doing that from 8 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and students have received directions as to when they're supposed to come in relation to what their last name and alphabets are. So we're hoping to get about 900 students immunized, and at that point, then you have a thing called herd immunity, in that if you get a large number of the student population immunized, then it decreases the chances of the rest of the population getting it. We'll also be receiving an additional about 300 doses of the injectable H1N1 on Wednesday, and we're doing another clinic on Thursday for students who are unable to attend this. Hope not, just those who are traveling or have to be off campus for educational reasons, because we really want to get everybody tomorrow, as many as possible. We're not mandating that anybody get this vaccine. We're just hoping that the majority of students choose to do that, and I think they probably will.
What are some of the telltale symptoms that should let you know that you do need to come in and seek treatment?
What we've been seeing in the students who are positive for the H1N1 culture test have been higher fevers. Their fevers are 101, 102. Often they have a very bad sounding cough, sometimes a sore throat, sometimes some nausea and vomiting. People haven't been able to keep down a lot of fluids, and we've had a little bit of problems with people getting dehydrated. Obviously, we want to see students who have those complications and any of those symptoms. Also, a lot of times it's something else that's going on. They might have a strep throat, or they might have something else besides the H1N1, so we're able to assess that and decide what's going on. But if they have those 3 primary symptoms, then we're assuming that they have the H1N1. And then if students live less than 300 miles away from campus, we're sending people home, and people have been great about that. And then students who live too far to go home, we're putting them at this moment in isolation houses. We're expecting that pretty soon we will not have enough spaces in the isolation houses, and at that point we will go to self-isolation in students' rooms. We'd sent out an email last week talking about every student getting another place to go in case your roommate gets sick, and we're asking students to begin doing that probably sometime next week, but we'll keep it until we run out of the isolation houses. And students' friends will then pick up a meal, 2 meals for them in Commons, and take-out kind of meal, and we're set up to do that. And Commons will also drop off a package of fluids and soups and those kind of things outside the student's door. And then we'll check in with the student on a daily basis to check their fever and symptoms, and we have a symptom list online that we'll ask them to go check. And on that, it also tells you if you have the following symptoms of concern, please get back to us and call us immediately.
How long do the symptoms typically last?
2 things. One is that most of these students who've been ill have been 3 to 5 days. People miss about a week, of school. They're usually sick for a day or so before they really realize what's going on, and then they're sick 3 to 5 days after that point. When we keep people in isolation, we're keeping them until they have been fever-free for 24 hours without Tylenol. And that usually takes, like I said, 3, 4, 5 days. People have recovered without incident, and it really is a milder case in a lot of respects than the normal seasonal flu that we've been seeing. But for a couple of days, people are feeling pretty lousy. The other thing is we're not going to be sending any more cultures. Basically, anybody who meets our criteria for influenza-like illness, ILI, we are assuming that they have H1N1, and that's what the state's directing us to do, because they only do 3 to 6 cultures once they get that positive in any area, any isolated area, they're assuming that anybody who has flu-like symptoms has H1N1.